Hello, Maz Miller here. Welcome to another walking session episode. I am jumping straight into today's topic because true to form, and very true to the topic, I should say, not true to form, I don't have a heap of time. So the topic today is the power of small wins, why they matter more than you think. So I nearly skipped this week's podcast because I had so many things to do and I just could not fit it in, and I've literally got 12 minutes. And then I looked at this topic that I've been meaning to record and I thought, well, isn't someone being a little hypocrite, Maz? You talk about these small wins and here you are doing exactly what you wanted to talk to people about not doing. So let me wind it back and explain it to you a little bit more. I want to talk about some goals that we set for ourselves in life. So it could be a goal around health. It could be a goal that you might have set for yourself around work. Maybe you want to change your job. It could be a goal around getting a dog. Anything, anything that you think that's crossed your mind. You've looked at it and you thought, God, that would really be maybe a challenge, or it would enrich my experience, or I would get something out of it as a human. And then, of course, the next thing that you tend to do is talk yourself out of it because it seems too overwhelming, too hard, too much. I'm too tired. On and on and on the excuses go. And then we kind of bow out and keep ourselves safe and stable and secure and all those things that our brain likes to do. So what you want to do instead is kind of take some small steps towards those things. So, for example, if you want to improve your health and fitness, say you're like, I'd love to be able to run 5K. You don't have to, you're not going to wake up one day and be like, oh, I'm a runner now. Like, that day will never come. Instead, what you need to do is maybe like get a pen and paper and a little bit of time to reflect and go, what are some little things I could do to be able to do this? So maybe you start walking rather than running, and then maybe you walk for a few weeks, and then a couple of weeks or whenever you start to do a little bit of running, a couple of minutes of walking and a minute of running for the period that you were comfortable walking. Then you might extend that and so on and so forth. You might look at quitting sugar. You might be like, I need to, check myself, my diet is terrible, but you might not need to quit it overnight. You might reduce it over time, or you might start with just having a sugar-free day and get really, really, really good at that, and then sort of expanding and adding another day or whatever it is that you want to do. With your job stuff, it might be hard to change your whole career, but there might be little things that you can do. You might start learning about something different, or just looking for a different job and see what that entails. So taking those little steps. I remember a long time ago, when I was doing the City to Surf, I had this mantra when I was training, when I was running and training for it, and it was, I go slow, but I still go. So any day that I was like, I don't want to run, I don't want to do it. And I've done running challenges many times. Another time I ran for 40 days straight as a challenge to myself, because I really don't like running. I never have. I really don't like it. But anyway, my theme has always been, I go slow, but I still go. So instead, when my brain would be like, you are way too exhausted for this, it's going to be so tiring, I don't want to run, I'll just give myself the option to run really, 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 really slow, but I'm still going to go. And I use that in the race. I use that in training. I use that all the time. So you can see how that's also like that little step of making sure that you do the big goal. And then I did end up being able to, run the whole thing, or finish all the training, or run for half an hour for 40 days in a row, especially towards the end of that challenge. God, I was broken. That was not healthy, but it was a mental challenge more than anything for me to do. Silly. The other thing that I guess I want to talk about is just adjusting your expectations as well. So sometimes if you are a little bit of a high achiever or perfectionist, your expectation of yourself might be to be able to do it because other people do it. You might be looking outside of yourself going, what's wrong with me? All these other people are able to do all those things. And it's kind of adjusting those expectations, and instead of beating yourself up about it, sort of going, oh, well, like, this is all I can do right now. and what's really important for me to do is to start or keep going rather than to keep achieving. Because what you might also do is when you start running, then you're probably going to start comparing how fast you're running to other people, and it's so easy to just talk yourself completely out of doing something because there's always someone else that's doing it better. No matter where you are in life, if you're comparing yourself to others, you're always going to fall short. There's always someone better at what you do. There's always someone further ahead than you are. There's always someone that's got more than you've got, whether that's whatever it is that you're looking at, right? If you're like, I should be making this much money because someone else is making more, that someone else is probably comparing themselves to someone else. Like, no matter which way you attack this one in life, there will always be someone or something more. There's always more. There's always more. And it's not to say that you shouldn't have a growth mindset, that there's nothing wrong with achieving things and creating a future that you desire. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. What's I guess is not so helpful, that many people think it is, but it's not so helpful, is beating yourself up and talking yourself out of everything because there's already other people doing it or doing it better or further ahead, blah, 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 running quicker, already got the job that you want, like sort of having that attitude of what's the point anyway? The point is that there's something inside of you that's calling you to do more and do better. And that wasn't put inside of you, or that didn't pop, I guess, up in your mind for no reason. It popped up because your inner self is like, oh, let's see your potential. Let's challenge ourselves a little bit. Yeah, this might be scary. Yeah, this might be uncomfortable, but I think you can do better, or you can at least try, and we're going to learn something. We're going to meet some cool people out of this. Obviously, without being specific about an example, I can't give you all the pros to failing. There's so many pros to failing and doing things. There's things that I've pursued for years and still failed, and looking back have gone, oh man, that was good. That was such a good lesson. I learned so much, and good on me for having a go, So I guess instead of like having that ego that says you have to always be amazing and the expectation is that you always smash it and only attempting things that you can do, sometimes it's nice to do something that you're shit at and challenging yourself and just seeing how you go for the sake of it. And you don't have to do it always. And I'm obviously not a runner, even though I've challenged myself with that a few times. But sometimes it's just good to see what you're made of. And it's good to, show yourself that you can do these things. And who knows, something else might come from it. Anyway, I'm leaving it there. Like I said, short and sweet. Don't have a long time to talk about it. But yeah, I just wanted to give you a little pep talk. Do the little things. There actually is another quote that I love that I learned from my supervisor. I've probably said it before. It's when you can't do great things, do little things in a great way. And isn't that it? If today it's too hard to go for a walk, then maybe today you can just sit near your window listening to this and look outside rather than get outside. And if you can get outside, that's even better. And then if you can get outside and go for a walk, killing it. If you want to get outside while you listen to this and go for a run, amazing weapon. Do it your way. Do what you can with where you are. And I will see you next time. Bye.